Live from the new wrestling facility on the campus of Nevada Union High School, Touchdown Productions is proud to present the Metro League Wrestling Championship. Tonight, your Nevada Union Miners will wrestle the Metro League title away from the Hiram Johnson Warriors, right here on your Foothill Game of the Week. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the campus of Nevada Union High School and their new wrestling facility for a very important matchup against the Hiram Johnson Warriors for the Metro League title. Hello, I'm Mark Heauser, and alongside me tonight is Anthony Halby. And Anthony, Nevada Union has an opportunity tonight to win their first Metro League title.
That's right, Mark. Last year, the Miners had their record of 12 consecutive league titles broken, but have turned it around this year and come into this contest in first place in the Metro League. So a victory tonight against Johnson would return the title to the Miners and begin another decade of dominance for the Miners.
So the stage is set for the Miners, and we'll be getting ready to talk with Coach Pilcher and meet the Miners in a minute. Remind you that this is Touchdown Productions' presentation of the Metro League Championship Wrestling is being brought to you by Liberty Motors and Liberty Outlet. Owner Gary Alkenbrack and General Manager Tom Rubino carry diesel trucks, sport utility vehicles, and love to support high school sports in the foothills. That's Liberty Motors on Freeman Lane in Grass Valley.
Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals. Orson and Helen Hanson, along with Sue and Larry Peterson, provide ready-mix concrete that is computer batched and radio dispatched and carry rock products from the Sierra Nevada. Hanson Brothers Construction and HBA Rentals on LaBar Meadows Road in Grass Valley.
Placer Title Company. Larry Ingersoll and his entire management team provide title insurance in Nevada and Placer counties and support local sports television here in Grass Valley, Bear River, Colfax, and in Auburn. Placer Title Company, Sutton Way in Grass Valley.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. State Farm agent Mike Bratton can help you with your home, auto, and life insurance needs and now offers other financial services. Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services, Taylorville Road, Grass Valley.
And Broad Street's Furnishings. Owner Larry and Janine carry a selection of home furnishings, including couches, love seats, tables, along with office furniture. That's Broad Street's Furnishings in Nevada City. Well, we're underway in the new wrestling facility. The first match is underway, and Tony, I think you've got a roster. If you can tell us who's out on the mat.
Okay, this is actually an exhibition because Hiram Johnson's wrestler did not make weight. However, Wade wants to wrestle. Wade asked him if he would wrestle an exhibition. That's why this is the first one up. This is Wade Sauer, and Wade, by the way, is ranked #1 in his weight class in the Sacramento area. He's wrestling. The boy's last name is Tostado. And again, this is strictly an exhibition. We've got only 7 wrestlers from Hiram Johnson here tonight. And so unfortunately, we will not be seeing their JV team. We're going to go right to varsity. Wade, I've watched Wade wrestle all year long. Very rarely does he go into the second period.
So we're well into it, halfway through it. It's a 2-minute period, and we're 45 seconds left to go. Now, 5-0. Wade's on top at 5-0. Miners have a score of 6-0 overall. How did we get to 6 so fast?
They might have given us the first match might have been the...
Oh, because of a forfeit.
A forfeit.
So I see. Okay, so the forfeit puts Nevada Union on the board. Team scores 6-0.
Or they're using this match because it's an exhibition. He might have forfeited to us anyway.
Got it.
We've got several wrestlers tonight not several, but a few wrestlers on Hiram Johnson who did not make weight. And one of them is Sandoval, who is normally their 103. He'll be wrestling 112. He is ranked #1 in the 103 weight class in the Sacramento area. He will wrestle the manual boy, who is at 105. Excuse me, the 105 wrestling class. So we're going to see an excellent 105 wrestling match today.
Well, good show. So the first period is over. We're going into the second and possibly the third. Each of them do last 2 minutes long, so 3 opportunities of 2 minutes each to score the points or to go for the ultimate victory of the pin. And Miners are on top 7-1 at this point. Miners are in the blue and white. And as Tony said, this is just an exhibition match. So
Wade, from last year, Wade, big men supposedly wrestle different than the little guys. And last year, with the help of the coaches, Wade started to learn how to wrestle like a little guy. And that's been Wade's big key, is a lot of these heavyweight wrestlers are used to somebody who will grapple and just arm wrestle for the longest time. Wade has learned to shoot, bring wrestlers down, leg wrestle like he's doing there. He'll maneuver these guys, just wear them out. And like I say, for the most part, I've seen Wade wrestle only into the first period. We've gone to a couple of tournaments where you get the real competition. He's still won. He's taken maybe a couple of guys into that second period.
So Wade's putting quite a few points on the board now. It's Nevada Union 12-1, or actually total score is 6-0 still, but Wade's score himself is a 12-1.
Yeah, so right now Wade has what's called a major decision. Anything with 10 points or more is considered a major decision, and that in of itself is worth 4 points. What Wade's trying to get is a near fall, which would give him 15-1. Once he has a lead of 15 points, that's called a tech.
A tech, and what's a tech?
It's basically a decision where you've outpointed your opponent by 15 points or more. They just stop the match right there. They will not let it go and really wipe out somebody's confidence.
Kind of a courtesy there.
Now, what the ref there is saying is it's a warning. When the wrestler gets down in that position, his hands have to be in a certain place, his knees have to be in a certain place. That's those 2 lines you see. And when the wrestler doesn't do that, the ref will give them 1 warning. If he has to warn them a second time, he can take a point away from them. See, he just gave Wade 2 points. It's 17-1. That's a tech.
Got it.
22 seconds into the second period.
Touchdown Productions presentation of Metro League Championship Wrestling is being brought to you by Weaver Auto and Truck Centers. Owners Tom and Matt Weaver are your factory authorized warranty repair center for Buick, Pontiac, General Motors, Cadillac products. That's a Weaver Auto and Truck Center on East Main Street in Grass Valley.
Also, Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Second generation owners Mike and Mark Heauser provide complete auto repair and are your Michelin Tire Center. Plaza Tire and Auto Service on Cerros in Nevada City and on Penn Valley Drive in Penn Valley.
Anthony Halby Insurance. Anthony Halby is a proud member of the Board of Directors of the Miners Medical Clinic and a member of the Insurance Committee for the Chamber of Commerce. Anthony Halby Insurance on Railroad Avenue, Nevada City.
Also brought to you by Sierra Nevada Podiatric Associates. Dr. Gregory and Douglas Height have provided you with foot care for over 20 years in Nevada County. Your feet don't have to hurt. Sierra Nevada Podiatric Associates on Margaret Lane, Grass Valley.
MBI Ready Mix. MBI Ready Mix managers Paul Manuel and Scott Tremune support the Nevada Union Wrestling program and congratulate them on this year's season. MBI Ready Mix in Colfax. So on the screen, started about a minute ago. We've got, what weight class is this and who do we have out there, Tone?
Okay, this is the 119. This is Robert McDaniel from Nevada Union. He's wrestling a boy, last name of Chavez. The other coach, we did not get the first names. Robert McDaniel is ranked in the top 10 within the Sacramento area. Robert usually will get a pin. Robert's gotten something like 11 pins this year.
So Robert's out on the match. He's in, obviously, the Nevada Union colors. On top with the kind of tan. I think it's supposed to be kind of a white and blue, but it's actually a tan and blue. Nevada Union's normal colors.
They're called the Lightning Singlets.
The Lightning Singlets. So we've got Robert on top. He's working his way. Right now he's trying to break down those arms and drive him forward. Is that what he's trying to do there, is get his stomach on the mat?
Right. He's trying to do whatever he can to pin him. He's trying to lose control there, so the other wrestler got a point for an escape. Now Robert has shot again, got a single leg up. He'll bring him down. He'll slowly crawl up him. They were outside the circle.
Outside, so another point awarded to the green. And Miner's on top, 6-2. So McDaniel's showing his strength, or McDaniel showing his strength out here with a 6-2 lead over Chavez. Time expires after 2 minutes.
Here's the end of the first period. Robert McDaniel's ahead, 6-2.
And right now McDaniel's has won the coin toss, and he opts to go down.
Yeah, the reason for that, when you're ahead and you're down, the wrestler on top has to turn you over. Now, see, Robert just made a great move. So it's a defensive move to go down when you're ahead, because the other wrestler, he can move you around and move you around and move you around and not get points just by being behind you. Now, Robert, because he started out underneath, had a reversal, and he got 2 points for it. He intentionally let that wrestler go. He's going to shoot again. Robert's very good at this. It's kind of a cat and mouse game.
So he let him go in an effort to score more points.
Correct.
Rather than going for the pin, he wants to rack up points. Now, if you get more individual points, does that count towards more team points?
No.
Does not. Okay.
No, unless, you know, it can in certain circumstances. What Robert here is looking for mat time.
I see.
And a lot of the boys, you know, if they can pin somebody real fast, that's nice. But that doesn't give you a chance to wrestle and try different techniques. Now, you always take a gamble here that you're playing cat and mouse, figuring you will defeat the mouse, so to speak. But I've seen it come back to haunt some of these kids where they release them thinking, I'll just play with them and I'll practice, and all of a sudden they get themselves in trouble and they get pinned. Robert's got a good lead right now at 10-3.
Robert McDaniels, now he's signaling with his two hands together. That means he doesn't want to go down in that lower position.
That's called partir. That means he'll release him, give him 1 point, and go after the single leg or the double leg. He's setting him up. Now he's got the single leg there. He's going to lift him up, turn him around, get behind him, and get 2 more points. Now he gives him a 12-4 lead. I would say at this point in time, he will, I don't know. You know, he might let him go to try and get a tech, try and get some more points. At this point in time, he's probably going to start working for the pin. We're 20 seconds left in the second period.
So we still have another period to go, and then another 2-minute period. So 12-4. McDaniel's on top.
So he's going to get him in the cradle. Right now, he's going to get a near fall. Right there. That's got to be worth 3 points. Yes, it is. So it's 15-4 at the end of the second period.
So rolling into the third and final period, McDaniel's with a clear advantage of a 11-point lead over Chavez.
Now Chavez has chosen to go down. I wouldn't, because he's not going to make points unless he escapes. Robert will not let him escape.
So at this point, Chavez, the only really way out, unless he can score a ton of points, which he hasn't been able to yet. But one of his only probably real saving graces would be a pin at this time.
That's probably all he can do, because 2 minutes is a long time. And as long as Robert continues to wrestle and not stall, sometimes you get a wrestler with a lead and they act like they're wrestling, but they're not. And the refs will pick up on it and they'll say, you're stalling. And they'll give him one warning, start him back up. If it happens again, you lose a point. So Robert will continue to wrestle. And as long as he continues to wrestle and hold him, now he's going to try and get him a cradle here. He'll just rack up more points. He wants the pin.
Just over a minute left to go in this match. We're in the third period. Your minor wrestler, Robert McDaniel, clearly on top with the advantage.
So he doesn't want to do anything real silly here. He doesn't want to get himself in a position to the other wrestler can, you know, put a head and arm in the wrong place and all of a sudden pin him. But Robert's wrestling. Robert knows what he's done. This is a very experienced Nevada Union wrestler.
And McDaniels, is he a senior, junior?
No, he's only a sophomore.
A sophomore.
No, I take that back. I'm sorry. He is a junior.
A junior, so still another couple years. 33 seconds left to go.
Now he's going to part-tier again. He'll give him one escape. And with 29 seconds, all he has to do, he'll go for a single takedown. He pushes the head down.
What's that driving the head down do?
Well, first of all, you can see Robert sprawl. That way the other wrestler cannot grab his leg. It's just more pressure. You get into this third period, and most wrestlers are tired. Nevada Union's advantage has been because of their conditioning. These guys are always ready to wrestle. And you get into some tough competition. It's that third period conditioning that makes Nevada Union shine.
So that was the 105 weight class?
No, that was the 119.
119. Okay, 119. Robert McDaniel taking the victory with a 17-5 victory over the Hiram Johnson Chavez, also giving an additional 4 points, scoring on the team point side, putting the Miners on top at 10-0 over Hiram Johnson for a total team score. So first win for the Miners was a default, and the second one by McDaniels, clearly with the advantage of strength and moves and everything else over his opponent.
Okay, this is Mike Halby.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and he's going against Plunkett.
Halby against Plunkett in what weight class?
This is the 125.
125.
This is only Mike's third league match at 125. He wrestled the first one at 140, next one at 135, and now he's settled in at 125.
So Matt Halby, and Matt is what, a junior, Tom?
Matt's a junior.
And that is your son,
I mean,
right?
Michael's a junior.
No relation to you there? Mike's a junior.
Michael wants this match real bad because this will give him the top spot, or could give him the top spot in the league tournament next week, which will be here at Nevada Union.
I see.
And you always want that top seed.
Well, Halby clearly had taken the advantage. It looks like he's more strength of the other kid, and definitely in more control. So he's working hard out there, and at this point doing a great job. Halby on top with 2 points, 2-0. Halfway through the first period of wrestling.
Now that of the kids. No, see, he'll bring him down again. He's got to be careful not to pin himself. He's getting that kid in a position to pin. See, 3 near fall.
For Halby.
He's going to get another near fall here. 3 more.
So that should put him at 10-0.
Oh, now they're outside the circle.
Score showing 7-0. Halby on top over his opponent, Plunkett.
Now, if you look at that Hiram Johnson wrestler, you can't see him on the screen, but he's already huffing and puffing. Yeah. And the NU wrestlers, like I say, it's pure conditioning.
Yeah.
These guys are running constantly. Even in warm-ups, they warm up hard.
Well, you have to figure that's nonstop. Once that whistle blows, you're using your leg muscles, your arm muscles, everything, every part muscle on your body. You've got some guy beating on you, so you're doubling the weight on your back. And yeah, I think I'd be worn out too.
Oh yeah.
Conditioning is definitely a must there. And you're right. You can see the Hiram kids seem to be laboring out there, and Halby, he's got his lips closed. He looks like he's ready for a date or something to give a girl a kiss. I don't know. He's doing a great job out there. So Halby opts to go for the down position. Did he win the toss, or you missed that?
Yeah, what happens is the ref will flip that little red. It's a red and green on one side. And whoever it comes up, they get first choice of being neutral, deferring, or down or up.
I see. Neutral, and both of them standing straight up, down, all fours on the mat. Right.
And I didn't see, I think Michael won, and Michael chose down because he was ahead. Michael escaped. He already got 1 for an escape. And I think he's going to work on another near fall here.
Halby on top 13-0, dominating his opponent.
All he needs is 2 more, and he's got a tech. There it is.
That's it. Okay. Second period of play. Halby coming up with the victory after 2.5 minutes of wrestling. Going short into the second period. Nice job by Matt Halby. Well, you said he wanted
Michael.
it. Or excuse me, Michael. Matt, I got Matt. I think
That's
Matt
all right.
works for me, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. There's my excuse. Michael Halby. I apologize for that.
Okay, here comes Drew Moralia, again, one of our wrestlers ranked in the top 10 in Sacramento area. I think Drew is at number 10. He'll be wrestling Vong. Starts with a V, Vong.
Vong. Well, clearly Oriental. By that last
And in
name.
case anybody wonders what happened with Hiram Johnson tonight, as far as the amount of team members, because you'll see a lot of forfeits, the Hiram Johnson coaches, Jeremy Arsich and Warren Imhoff, are very much the disciplinarians. Some of their boys didn't show up for practice, and they said, okay, then you don't get to wrestle tonight. So they only showed up with 7 team members, and one of which, like I said, the heavyweight didn't make weight, so that was basically an exhibition match. Now, Drew, besides being a good technician, is strong. And I've seen him wrestle guys and just, you know, just take it to him. I mean, he's a fun wrestler to watch.
Good kid. I've had the opportunity to be around Drew on the Little League field and know his family, great family, and Drew's a great kid as well. It's nice to see him out on the mat. Drew's on top 2-0 right now.
Now, this is interesting. With a 2-0 lead, he's doing a parterre. He's going to give him one escape. So obviously Drew has enough confidence to say, I can take him down again, and a lot of time it's better to start at a position like this where you can work that single leg. Now he's working the arms. He's going to turn him. See, the key is to keep moving. And our wrestlers, they just keep moving. And again, you'll eventually see he's gotten behind. He's got 2 more
reversal.
points.
Okay, Mariah picking up a couple 2 there. His opponent picking up 1, so it's 4-1.
That 1 point was the escape.
Got it.
So Drew gave him that one.
Gimme.
You'll see this move a lot. You saw Michael do this move. This is a kind of a signature move for NU wrestling, is where they'll grab the guys and they'll, from the side, almost pin them. And they'll get the near falls.
Yeah,
they'll get a lot of points
we've
off
seen that. It's where they both kind of roll up on their backs. Is that?
Yeah.
That's one? Okay.
Yeah, it's a scary move because sometimes you think that the NU wrestler is going to pin himself.
Yeah, that's what I had thought. I noticed a few times I'm going, God, the NU is in control, but what's he doing on his back? So.
Well, I've seen that happen in the past. I've seen wrestlers pin themselves because they
that
make
right?
a move, and by mistake they sit there too long, and the refs call it.
Huh. So this is a signature move that you were talking about. Mariah
right
back
here.
on his back, and
See, now Drew's not entirely on his back, but he should get 3 for this near fall. Let's see. Nope, ref didn't give it to him, so it's still 4-1.
team score Miners on top 15-0.
Okay, Red had the choice. He deferred to Drew. Drew, I believe, is chosen to go down, which means that other wrestler has to work hard to get more points, because just because he's behind Drew from the beginning, he can't get a reversal unless Drew gets out of that. And Drew's going to work. See, now Drew's got the leg. Now Drew got the reversal.
Nice move by Mariah. He tried the escape. He kicked his front feet out, and he was trying to get away from the escape, and he got locked up by Vong.
See, he gave another release. He'll give him a point. Shoot. He's going to go for the single leg again. He'll lift him up. Double leg. Get behind him. 2 more points. He'll release him again. It's 8-2. He'll give up 1 to get 2 or 3.
Another one.
See, there's 2 more points. So Drew, the boys are just basically, if they know what the competition is, they will wrestle and use mat time, because like I say, the league tournament's coming up. This weekend it's section duels, and they really want the mat time to get ready for section duels on Saturday.
Got it. Mariah on top 10-3, up by 7. Second period, halfway through it. Just under a minute left to go on the clock.
He should get a near fall on this.
Now, a near fall. Can you explain what a near fall is?
Okay, you don't quite get a pin. The coach, the ref, when he's waving his hand, is counting up to 5.
Okay, 5 seconds.
5 seconds
Okay.
or 5 counts.
Okay.
And if that wrestler cannot move, then it's a near fall. You get 3 points for that near fall. And a lot of times, just like Drew just did, he was going for the points. He wasn't trying to pin him, and then he released him. There he goes again. So he's given up another point because he wants to wrestle. See, now he's gonna. He got behind him again. He got 2 more points. He's got a 10-point lead on him right now, which, if the match ended right now, would be a major decision. But what he's probably going to do is wrestle him and go for the tech.
Now, a major decision. It's not a major decision for the ref. Saying a major decision is that's a term that you use for a victory.
Major decision is when you have a 10-point lead if you've won. When you have 10 more points than your opponent, you've won by major decision.
Okay.
If you have 15 more points, it's a tech.
Okay.
Major decision, a victory by points less than 10 is worth 3 team points. Major decision is worth 4.
I see. Okay.
And of course, a pin is worth 6.
So morale, you letting them go again to try and
Right.
rack up a few more points.
They're outside the circle. Now it's just a 9-point lead, but Drew wants to wrestle. Drew's going to be trying different techniques now. And like I say, it's a gamble but I would say Drew knows what he's got here. He's not going to lose this match. He's getting points. He just gave him a release again so he can try something new. See,
Third period.
See? He got another takedown. He's now got a 12-point lead. 1 more near fall. No, he'll release him again. Goes again, gets behind, 2 more points. He's got a 13-point lead. He'll give up another. I tell you where it's really bad is if you're the other wrestler.
Oh,
because you know that you're the mouse and the cat mouse. Now, see that?
Yeah.
Now that other wrestler, if he's got strength, could possibly turn this whole thing around. But didn't happen.
Let it go. Vong is the opponent for Hiram. Well, he's got 8 points, 8-12, so he picked up, a few points.
I think he picked up a reversal on that one. And that's where I say, when you're wrestling like this and you're giving people points, you're gambling that wrestler's not going to turn on you. You're not going to make a mistake. I think he just got the 3 points he needed.
14 seconds left to go, and the victory goes to Drew Moralia.
And I'm not sure why he stopped that match.
I don't know either. There was 13 seconds left on the clock, and we were well into the 3rd period.
Yeah.
But ref opted to give the victory to the Miners. Team points, Miners on top at 26, 29, 30, 32. It keeps changing, so we're holding it. Looks like,
I think what they're doing is they're counting up all the forfeits. Rather than have the NU wrestlers go out there and just to raise their hands, they're going right to the matches.
Oh, I see. So accumulated score, including all the forfeits, right now, Miners on top 50-0. Right,
which basically gives us the league title.
Got it.
Now this is Andrew Moon wrestling at 171, and he's wrestling Beezer. Andrew is a freshman. He's going to be, as freshmen, long ago, I remember a wrestler said, as a freshman, you're here to lose and learn. However, our freshman wrestlers have really come through this year, and Andrew Moon is one of them.
Andrew, 171 weight class.
Now, the only thing Andrew will have going against him here is if Beezer is a sophomore, junior, senior, it's that experience level in the high school. It really makes a difference. You get a wrestler like Andrew, who when he was in the 8th grade, he's on top of the world, and you know, he's wrestling the guys in his weight class who are younger and less experienced. Well, now you're at the bottom of the chain again. And the only thing that a wrestler like Andrew needs is more experience. Now, and yet there's guys with experience. I've seen him wrestle, and he'll take them.
Well, we covered the opening wrestling meet here a few weeks back, and Moon did a fine job out there on the mat, as I recall, for a freshman. Now, this kid that he's wrestling looks like he's obviously shorter and a little bit stockier, but
yeah. Now, I've got, according to this, Moon weighs 166, Beezer's 172.8.
Okay, so Moon outweighed by Beezer. Andrew Moon, you're wrestling for the Miners varsity team.
Now, I would say, just from all the years I've looked at wrestlers, and you kind of could look at one and say, he's not a freshman. I don't think Beezer is a freshman.
Yeah,
but
no,
Andrew, again, at 171, is strong. Couple of head slaps there, which are legal. All right, see. Beezer shot. Let's see if he gave, did he give, yeah, he gave him the 2 points. Now he's got 2 more. No, I think the scoring was wrong. They gave him the 2 points sooner than the ref did.
There it is. They got 2 points on the board now. So Beezer on top, 2-0.
Now Beezer won the toss. He chose to defer. Andrew chose down, even though he is behind. See, the ref is waiting for them to get in position. He blows the whistle.
So maybe Beezer's thinking is possibly he's going to go for the pin, huh?
He figures he could probably, he's going to go for a cradle.
So this
now what Andrew wants to do is stay on his side. But if, like they say, if you rock and roll, you can get out of this. But if that ref looks and sees that if there's a count of 1,001, 1,002, that he's on his back, he'll give that pin to Beezer.
So it's a 2-second pin. Is that correct?
It usually is.
About 2
seconds. Some refs will give it 1,001, and I've seen quick pins.
Huh.
So now he's really got Andrew tied up there. He's got both arms tied up. What Andrew needs to do there, gets to his knees and try to stand up and break the arm grip. But see, Beezer knows how to keep him down. Now, what Andrew's trying to do here is turn and face Beezer. And if he can face him, he will get out of that arm grip and get a point for an escape.
Kind of spin out of it then.
Yeah, but see, they're close to the circle right now, and Beezer knows it. He'll keep him in the circle. So I say Beezer's more experienced in this case.
Looks like he's got it. Definitely has the advantage at this point. He's got 5-0 Beezer over Moon. Andrew's battling.
You know, you really tell a good wrestler from when they battle on their back. And Andrew is not getting himself in a position to pin yet. He's going to make sure Beezer has to work with him. And if he can withhold here, and again, no, he's got that arm under he's got the arm under the neck.
6 seconds on the clock. If Moon can hang on, he'll be saved by the bell.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Now Beezer got a near fall, so that gives him an 8-0 lead. Now the choice this time is Beezer's again. And Beezer chose up. So Beezer obviously has the confidence to know that he can play with Andrew without losing anything here.
Ooh, right over.
Right. See it now. He's got him. He can hold him. See, Andrew knows what to do. They did give him the near fall, so now it's 11-0. 3 more points for Beezer.
So Moon coming real close to getting pinned and working his way out of it, and especially that cradle that we saw a few seconds ago. It looked like he was tied up pretty good, pretty tough to get out. So Moon doing a fine job of battling, like you say, rocking his way out of it. So,
you know, the last thing you want to do is get pinned.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of wrestlers who they learn from this. Even though they lose, the fact that they don't get pinned is a victory in itself.
Yeah.
And, you know, you look at this and you go, well, he's given up some weight, but he is also giving up some experience. And that's a world, a whole new world, that 1 year, 2 years of experience.
Minute left to go in the third and final period of wrestling. Hiram on top with 11-0. Wrestling Andrew Moon, 162-pounder, 171-pound weight class.
I would guess Coach Pilcher okayed that, because at 172.8, he normally wouldn't wrestle 171. But again, with Hiram Johnson only bringing 7 wrestlers, you got a Nevada Union team who was biting at the bit to wrestle, and they go, Coach, I'll wrestle up.
Yeah. 15 seconds left to go. Moon probably wondering when that buzzer's going to go.
Yeah, I think at this time, there it is.
There it is.
But he didn't get pinned.
Nice job by Andrew Moon, and victory going to his opponent, Hiram Johnson. Mr. Beezer out there with the high five. Who do we got next, Tone?
Andrew Jackson, another freshman, should be wrestling Alexandra at the 189 weight class.
$187 or $189?
189.
189.
And again, a very talented freshman on this NU varsity team. And again, it's going to be the experience factor here now. See, Andrew, it may be 2 freshmen, and Andrew can handle another freshman on just his strength alone.
Good fast pace out there by Moon. It looks like he wants the he's going for the pin early on.
Jackson.
Or I'm sorry, Jackson. We just saw Moon.
Andrew's trying to turn him over. If he can turn him over and hold him. Lost him.
Now Jackson, he's got
there
that right arm under the head, and that's
there
what
he
a
goes.
half.
And his weight alone will turn that wrestler. And I think we may see a pin. He's got to squeeze and hold. He's actually got to get that elbow a little deeper.
His elbow?
Yes.
I see.
Because what you want is your elbow in there and turning the head, and then lifting the head. And by lifting the head, your shoulders will drop.
I see. It's almost like a reverse headlock and then pulling up. Huh? Okay. I've been in a few of those in my time. I think it was my older brother.
You can tell the Hiram Johnson wrestler is fighting. He's doing well.
Yeah.
This is what you look at, a wrestler who will fight hard on his back.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't want the pin as well.
At least not in the first period.
Just under a half a minute left to go. 189-pounder Andrew Jackson wrestling Alexandra for Hiram Johnson.
Alexandra is really wrestling well. I mean, for a wrestler on his back, he's got a short time. If he can avoid getting pinned here, I've seen wrestlers go through this and come back and win.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a lot of energy being exhausted on both wrestlers. Probably, you know, more so Moon, or not Moon, but Jackson on top. You get so darn close to that pin and you just push every effort. As well as, you know, not to take anything away from Alexandra on the bottom, because he's trying to keep from getting pinned. But early in the match, I would have said had we the early view of both those wrestlers, it looked like Moon had the clear advantage, but Alexandra definitely holding out. So
I saw a match a couple years ago where a young man was down 10 points at the end of the first period, came back, and right at the end of the third period, got 2 near falls, beat the wrestler 13-10.
Huh?
This is what's fun about wrestling. You never know what's going to happen. See, now if Andrew can pull his, there he goes. He pulled his head out. He should have gotten the reversal. And now he's going to go right back and try a pin again. But I don't think Alexandra is really fighting hard. See how deep his elbow is?
Yeah.
He's got him in a good position. He just needs to squeeze and curl. Got it.
Got him. So that was the difference. Andrew Jackson getting that elbow clear underneath the backside of the neck and pulling up, and that was the difference from what we saw 10-15 seconds prior to that. So the victory going to the freshman for the Miners, Andrew Moon, over Alexandra of Hiram. Did I say Moon? Did I say
yes, you did.
Did I say it? Oh, anyways. Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
Let's get away from these Andrews.
Let's go back to a Michael.
There you go. Yeah. I've butchered every kid's name, I think.
Now, this is the 275 weight class, known as the heavyweights.
275.
This is Michael Bach, wrestling for Nevada Union, and Mariscal, wrestling for Hiram Johnson. Michael is a senior. This is his last home match, and you always want to leave with a victory.
Sure.
I mean, they'll be wrestling here again on the 14th for the league tournament, but this is his last duel as a senior.
Pretty quick. Nice quick move there by Bach.
Michael, again, he doesn't wrestle like most big men. He has learned to wrestle like a smaller wrestler.
Quick.
He will shoot. He will do the single leg. He will pull them around. Now, that other wrestler's got his head. There you go. See? Michael got the takedown.
Yeah. Mariscal getting a little bit off balance, and Bach taking advantage of it.
See? Now he's going to get him out the circle, unfortunately, but Michael, at his weight, will wrestle just like the 119s, the 125s. He will not wrestle like a big man. And so him and Wade have both learned. In fact, him and Wade work out constantly together. And they've both learned from each other. See, Mariscal, when you're a big man and you're carrying that much weight, very difficult to get up when the other wrestlers got that much weight on top of your back.
Yeah, no doubt. 275 pounders out there. Bach's on top of the score of 2-0.
Now, Bach goes for the single leg again. Doesn't want to let go, doesn't want to get the escape. He'll try to hold on. Up, he gave him the escape. He let him go. See, now there, he goes right for that single leg. He'll bring him down, get behind him. 2 more points.
Got it. 4-1. Nevada Union Miner on top. Michael Bach.
And he's got that arm, so he's got good control there. What he's going to try and do is throw him back down. He's going to try and trip him and bring him down. Oh, he's going to lose him. He just did.
Mariscal picking up a point.
Tough match. We're at the end of the first period. 4-2, Michael Bach.
Miners team score 56 to Hiram's 4.
Okay, once again, Hiram Johnson won the toss. They elected to defer. So Michael gets to choose, and he chose down. Because if he can turn it around and get the escape now.
He's halfway there.
Yeah, he just got the escape. Oh, they're outside the circle. You know, it's interesting about wrestling. You see so many wrestlers, they get so close to making a move or a pin, but it's outside the circle. The Nevada Union wrestling team is very good at knowing where they're at, though, at times. And they'll get close, and you think, oh, they're getting ready to pin, and they're outside the circle. And I saw a wrestler, one of our boys, just drag the other wrestler back into the circle so he can complete the pin.
So you can utilize that circle to your advantage or to your disadvantage. Or, well, you can't use it, I mean, use it to your advantage to drag your wrestler back in if you're in control, or if you're the underdog and getting defeated, you may want to work your way outside that to get a second opportunity.
That's right. Start all over again. Start fresh. There. Now let's see. Who did he give the escape to? He gave the escape to Mike. There goes Mike again, shooting a single leg. Didn't quite get it. The other wrestler sprawled, but Mike keeps moving. Mike still has that left leg, but the other wrestler's sprawling. This is a difficult thing. You get these heavyweights with those big thighs. It's hard to hold.
Grab a hold of it, yeah.
He's got to get his head out of there. So he's still facing the Hiram Johnson wrestler. But Hiram Johnson, he's got to keep him in the circle. Ah, see? What they do is if there's 3 parts out of the circle, 2 legs, an arm, when that, Michael had both legs outside the circle, but he could have lifted and pushed in. Unfortunately, when he lifted, the Hiram Johnson's leg went outside the circle. So they started him from the beginning again.
I see.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Now the ref just almost called 2 for Hiram Johnson, then he reversed it 2 for Nevada Union.
Bach.
Now,
So Michael Bach on top 7-2.
the ref tonight is David Bandsetter.
David doing a fine job. Looks like he knows what he's doing out there.
You have to in wrestling. There's so many things out there you got to look for, and you're looking for the points. You're also looking to make sure nobody gets hurt.
Notice these 2 guys, these heavyweights, are spending a lot more time on their feet than some of the other wrestlers that we've seen earlier on. They were pretty much on the map. These big guys get up topside, and tougher to throw each other, I guess. And
I wish I would have asked about what grade level most of these wrestlers were, because I would guess the way this wrestler is wrestling Mike, he's a junior or a senior, you know, got good experience, and you know, Mike makes a move, he makes a counter move, so you got a good match here. Now you can also look, we're in the 3rd period, and the Hiram Johnson wrestler starting to breathe a little heavier. Michael's still fresh, and that could make the difference in this match.
Five-point lead for Michael Bach of the Miners. 7-2.
I got to take it back. Michael's starting to look a little tired. He needs to take some more control here. Get a few more points. Less than 30 seconds. He's got a 5-point lead. He's got to keep wrestling. He doesn't want to get called for stalling. And he doesn't want to make a silly mistake and get himself in a situation to get pinned.
13 seconds.
There.
And Bach shoots for a leg.
Whoa, there we are. But the match is over. If Mariscal had made a move there to keep Mike on his back, he might have been able to go for a pin. Unfortunately, he made that move with only 3 seconds left in the match, and it would have gone for a knot anyway. Good match.
Michael Bach, your winner, 275-pound weight class.
Okay, now this next one is going to be one of the premier matches, and we'll see this again, the league tournament. Sandoval from Hiram Johnson is normally 103. He didn't make weight for this match. However, he is ranked number 1 in the Sacramento area in his weight class. Luke is ranked number 8.
Luke Manuel.
Luke Manuel.
So Luke's ranked number 8 against number 1, huh? And what weight class?
Both are normally 103s, but because Sandoval didn't make weight for tonight, they're officially wrestling at 112s. So Sandoval, well, I should say 105s now because CIF gave him at the middle of June or January 2 pounds. So Sandoval probably came in at 106. Luke's probably at 103, so it's a good match. But again, Sandoval's probably a senior, Luke being a freshman, but I've seen Luke took 6th place at a very tough tournament last weekend in Morro Bay. So Sandoval's kind of, you know, Luke's reputation has preceded him. Sandoval knows that. He knows in order to keep number 1, he has to beat Luke Manuel.
Sandoval on top with 2-0.
There he's going to get him a cradle. There's that experience factor.
Well, the ref taking a real close look at what he sees down there and doesn't see the full contact.
See, Luke's got his arm extended to keep his shoulders off the mat. That little move with the hand and the arm is keeping. See, now he's going to try and kick out. But Luke's an experienced wrestler. He knows what he has to do to avoid the pin. Oh, he did call the pin.
Yep. So Sandoval getting the victory over the minor, Luke Manuel. Manuel's, what did you say, a freshman?
He's a freshman.
Against Sandoval, the senior?
And ranked number 1 in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Number 1 against number 8, so.
I believe that should do it.
And it looks like it is. The wrestlers move out onto the mat and do their final congratulations.
This is what's nice about wrestling. You shake hands when you go to the mat. You shake hands after the match. You shake hands as a team. A lot of these wrestlers have been wrestling each other for years. They become good friends. And yet, you know, when you get on the mat, the friendship goes away. You try to beat the other one, and at the end, you say, hey, next time I'll get you.
Sure, work a little bit harder. Who knows, they may even meet up in college somewhere. A lot of the colleges out there focusing on wrestling, some more than others, and end up there. Well, we saw a definite domination by the minors of total team scores. Nevada Union coming out with the clear title tonight with 65 team points against 10 points for the Hiram Johnson. Touchdown Productions presentation of Metro League Championship Wrestling is being brought to you by
Liberty Motors, Liberty Outlet. Liberty Motors is your headquarters for the new GEM cars, the global electric motor cars built by Chrysler. Owner Gary Alkenbrack and GM Tom Rubino carry a selection of these and other vehicles. Liberty Motors on Freeman Lane, Grass Valley.
Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals. HBE Rentals is a full-service rental and supply yard. Open 7 days a week. HBE carries chippers, trenchers, shredders, backhoes, and much, much more. And they always support Nevada Union Wrestling. Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals on LeBar Meadows Road in Grass Valley.
Placer Title Company. Larry Ingersoll, his entire management team provide title service for all your real estate needs and love to support local high school sports in Nevada and Placer counties. Placer Title Company, Sutton Way in Grass Valley.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Owner Mike Bratton and his representatives now offer financial services and, of course, always support Nevada Union programs. Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services on Taylorville Road in Grass Valley.
Broad Street Furnishings. Owners Larry and Jean have a selection of contemporary furnishing along with office furniture and are proud supporters of historic downtown Nevada City and the Nevada City Mardi Gras Parade coming March 2nd. Broad Street Furnishings on Broad Street in Nevada City.
Oh. Okay, and we are Touchdown Productions bringing you championship television for the Foothills. This time we're going to shoot it down to Gilbert. He's out on the match with head coach and athletic director for Nevada Union, Mr. Steve Pilcher.
Not only the head coach, but also the championship coach. And Steve, it's got to be a nice feeling to win the championship again.
Yeah, it feels good. We had our first loss in 12 years last year. Took second place in the league. And first Metro title. So it feels pretty good. I wish we could have done it against a full team, but they were having some discipline problems, I heard. And they left about half their varsity at home. And, hey, you know, sometimes you got to make a point as a coach. And unfortunately, some of our kids didn't get to wrestle tonight. So
Right, it was tonight the point we made. Paul, we're going to need a little bit of aux 1. If you could turn the aux 1 up on this mic, then the guys over there could hear it as well. Now, Steve, you lost the title 12 years running. Thanks a lot, Paul. You lost the title 12 years running last year, came in second place. Is this a return to the dynasty, the decade of dominance?
well, I think maybe half a decade at least. I think we're good for another 5 years, and then we'll reload and see what we've got. But I think, you know, my plan is I've been grooming Shane Valdez, our co-head coach this year. We did a national search for him, and he's a great guy, great coach, great human being, and a great teacher, and we're going to groom him. And my plan is to step down. So this will officially be my last year as head coach, if everything works out well. And then I'm going to kind of pitter around doing some paperwork and helping out and coming to practices once in a while. And I think they're good for a section title in the next couple of years. They got a good shot at winning sections next year. Almost all the kids are coming back. If they get as good this year as they did last year, this is going to be a tremendous. Most of those kids were freshmen, sophomores you were watching tonight.
Right, that's what Anthony was telling us during the matches. Well, you have to be really proud of him, and of course, being the athletic director is a tremendous amount of work just all on its own.
Yes.
Single word answer there.
It's a special job for a special person, I suppose you could say. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and hopefully it'll get a little easier next year.
Well, I'm sure we get that learning curve in. I know we appreciate everything you do for us and working with you. I mean, you make it easy for us. So.
Well, see, I'm still naive. I'm still trying to please everybody and do everything right. So.
Well, keep us on that short list.
Right.
Now, for those of you that are going to tune into the Inside NU Sports program, next week we're going to take a break from basketball for 1 week. And Steve's going to bring on the wrestlers onto the program. It'll be Inside NU Wrestling. And Steve, I think that's going to be a great opportunity for the community to call up, ask the wrestlers some questions, and meet some of the wrestlers you're going to bring.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's the first time I've been on the show. I've heard about it from football, and I hear the kids really loved it in football. So, yeah, we'll pick a couple good ones for you and just have a good time. Talk about wrestling.
Right, and of course next Friday is the championship meet here for the that's for the Metro League, right?
We host the Metro League, call it the individual tournament, but really what it is a qualifier to go to the subsection. So we start our playoffs next week. Top four kids go to subsections, and then so on all the way down to the state tournament. And so we're pretty excited, and I really want to see how good these kids have gotten this year, because this is a totally different team than last year and totally different team than the beginning of this year. So those freshmen really aren't freshmen anymore.
No, they're not. They've got their wings now, and we will be televising that very important wrestling match from Nevada Union. It's Friday during the day. There's no school that day, right?
No school. Valentine's Day, Friday the 14th. We're off on a 4-day weekend. I suppose that's President's Day, official holiday.
It's certainly not Valentine's Day.
I get confused with, So February 14th, and we're going to start at 10 a.m.
So a great opportunity to come on out, spend the afternoon watching some great wrestling. All the top wrestlers from the league will be here vying for those spots.
Right. And actually saw two of the top kids tonight from at 103-pounders. And actually Luke Manuel, our super freshman this year, we had him up. He was wrestling 112-pounder tonight. But I have a feeling that kid will be at 103 next week.
Right.
And it'll be a little bit different when he's 8 pounds lighter and worrying about his weight a little bit.
Right.
So I thought Luke wrestled great while the time he was on the mat. He's probably one of the top kids in the state, and at 103 pounds. So I thought he did a great job tonight.
Well, we look forward to seeing all the minors, and many more of them will wrestle next week. And Steve, thanks a lot for joining us here at a little bit time. I know you guys are going to roll up the mats here, so we'll close out the show and get out of your way.
Right. Well, the fun's just beginning. We still got to do some work before we go home. So.
Well, it's still a brand new facility, so you guys aren't quite just all settled in yet.
No, we're getting there. We're still trying to play with it and put up our rock wall and figure out where we want our mats. And
I was on the rock wall earlier.
Where the scuff marks are over there.
I'm glad there was a mat underneath me.
Yeah, well, it was designed that way. That's why it's only 10 feet tall for us old guys.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Gil.
All right, Steve Pilcher there, athletic director and head coach of the wrestling Nevada Union Miners as they continue their championship ways, winning the Metro League title once again, just as they've done 12 out of the last 13 years. In the Capital Athletic League, and before that you come up here, you see all the banners up on the walls. Over 200 consecutive victories before last year's one loss. So they're back on their winning ways. Remember to tune in next week, or this weekend I should say, to your game of the week. We're going to be at the House of Pain right here on the campus of Nevada Union as the Lady Miners try to claw their way into playoff contention. They'll be taking on the Lady Lions from McClatchy High School. Great basketball game coming up for you. And then, of course, next week we'll be seeing the Miner boys on Wednesday night. Inside NU Sports will be Inside NU Wrestling. And then on Friday, it's the wrestling match. So never a shortage of sports here on your Foothill Game of the Week. Guys, let's throw it back to you and thank that last set of underwriters as we get ready to roll up our mats and roll up our cameras, fire up the commander, and get off the Nevada Union property. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Gilbert. Nice interview. Thanks to Steve. And so I guess the word is out that Steve is turning over the helm to Shane Valdez. Steve's last year on the mat, and he'll continue with the athletic director title. And
I'm sure, like Steve says, he's going to come in here periodically. You know, old wrestling coaches don't fade away. Mm-hmm. You know, they keep coming back because he's got a lot of pride in these guys. These juniors this year will be seniors next year. They were Steve Pilcher's boys. Mm-hmm. And Shane Valdez, like he said, we searched high and low for Shane, and he's a 3-time high school champion. He's a 2-time national champion out of Oklahoma. He has lifted this team from He has lifted this team from where it was last year to championship quality again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome aboard to Shane Valdez as he gets ready to assume the captain's position of the wrestling team. And Touchdown Productions presentation of the Metro League Championship Wrestling is being brought to you by Weaver Auto and Truck Center. Owners Tom and Matt Weaver are proud local Buick, GMC, Cadillac dealer and support numerous youth activities throughout the foothills. That's Weaver Auto and Truck Center, East Main Street in Grass Valley.
Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Mike and Mark Heauser provide complete auto repair and carry Michelin tire products. Plaza Tire and Auto Service on Cyril's in Nevada City and on Penn Valley Drive in Penn Valley.
And Anthony Halby Insurance of Nevada City. Owners Charlene and Anthony Halby love to support Nevada Union Championship Wrestling and many other sports programs here at Nevada Union. Anthony Halby Insurance on Railroad Avenue in Nevada City.
And brought to you by Sierra Nevada Podiatric Associates, Dr. Gregory and Douglas Height, have provided you with foot care for over 20 years in Nevada County. Your feet don't have to hurt. Sierra Nevada Podiatric Associates on Margaret Lane, Grass Valley.
MBI Ready Mix, Paul Manuel and Scott Tremune serve all Nevada and Placer counties with concrete materials from their new facility in Colfax, and always supports high school sports throughout the foothills. MBI Ready Mix in concrete. And we are Touchdown Productions, bringing you championship television from the foothills. Join us this weekend as we return to the House of Pain on the campus of Nevada Union High School and take a peek at the Lady Miners as they stay in for the hunt for the playoff berth against McClatchy Lady Lions. The Lady Miners are back, and they are determined to finish this season with a trip to the playoffs. So remember, the road to the playoffs and Arco Arena is right here on your Foothill Game of the Week. It's the Nevada Union Lady Miners versus the McClatchy Lady Lions, exclusively on AT&T Channel 11 in Grass Valley, Channel 23 USA Media, Bear River and Colfax, and ACTV 20 in Auburn. And of course, for complete listings of games broadcast times, check out our website at www.touchdownproductions.com. Championship television for the foothills.
Mark, it was another great season. I hate to see this season come to an end. You know, in the beginning, when this team first looked at the league, we weren't sure what we were going to get into. We looked at Hiram Johnson, defending champs. We found out early on they weren't as good as they were last year. We looked at Yuba City next and thought, well, they'll be the big champion, our big challenge. We beat them 62-12. Then we looked at Wood Creek and thought, okay, that's going to be the champion. We beat them 62-12. So Nevada Union really hasn't had, except when they go to tournaments, some real challenging wrestling this year.
Well, they did a great job, you know, throughout the year, and I guess there was a little bit of question how they were going to finish, and obviously they done a fine job all year long, and especially coming up, and big congratulations to them going out and clinching the Metro League Championship tonight here on the campus of Nevada Union. Your executive producer, Gilbert M. Dominguez, and your director tonight is Paul Town. Camera operators Jerry Martin and Jeff Cox. And I'm your announcer, Mark Heauser, and alongside me doing a fine job, Mr. Anthony Halby. Marketing, Mark Wall, Mark Ryan, and Janice Daly. Web design, Michael O'Grady, Murray Productions. And hairstyles by Michelle Brown, The Look. And the remote facility, The Commander, on site for every presentation. And we are Touchdown Productions. Our address is 12059 Nevada City Highway, Suite 106, right here in Grass Valley. Or you can check us out on the web at www.touchdownproductions.com. Hosted by Nevada County Web Surfer. Well, this, like you had mentioned earlier, Tony, this is the final broadcast of their regular Metro League meet here at the Miners, and as the pursuit for continued victories goes on, we'll be following more of the wrestling as well as along with some of the other sports here at Nevada Union. Coming out with the big victory tonight and the Metro League Championship title, your Miners with a team score of 65 over the Hiram Johnson. So congratulations to them. I'm Mark Heauser, alongside me, Tony Halby. Good night, everybody.